So, I want to talk about Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears are going to be facing off against Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans in Week 14 of the 2020 NFL season, okay? It's going to be a battle between two former first-round picks of the 2017 NFL Draft. Obviously, Deshaun Watson fell to the Houston Texans at number 12 overall. They actually traded up to get him that year. And Mitchell Trubisky, the 49ers traded up, not the 49ers, pardon me, the Chicago Bears traded up one spot with the 49ers to grab Mitchell Trubisky and to make him potentially their next franchise quarterback. Well, we're 4 years in, and that has not worked out for the Chicago Bears. As we speak today, Mitchell Trubisky, he's an NFL bust, and Deshaun Watson, he's a top 5 quarterback in all football. I think a lot of people can acknowledge that Patrick Mahomes was a little bit of a surprise. I don't think most people anticipated, Patrick Mahomes becoming the best quarterback in all football, at least this early, And by the way, I think it's safe to say that Patrick Mahomes landed in almost the perfect situation for him. He inherited an A-plus head coach, A-plus weapons, a very good offensive line, very good running backs, and for what it's worth, the Kansas City Chiefs were winning games and getting to the playoffs before Patrick Mahomes got there, okay? And I think that when it comes to Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes in that draft, I actually had Patrick Mahomes ranked second among quarterbacks in that draft class. I thought he was a little bit raw, but I thought that if he went to the right team, he could become a very good franchise quarterback. And Deshaun Watson, I was all in on the guy, okay? I thought that Deshaun Watson was obviously the safest pick of that draft. I think that's very fair to say. And DeShone Kizer, he was a wild card. He went in the second round. I didn't think he was going to do much in Cleveland. I don't think he was put in a great position to succeed. And well, he hasn't done anything in the NFL to this point, okay? But here's the thing, people. I never bought into Mitchell Trubisky. I just never did. I saw a guy that had one good season at UNC, and it was good, but it wasn't great. I didn't see anything great from Mitchell Trubisky. I saw a guy with an average arm, nothing special. Sure, he had some mobility to his game, but I didn't see him being as dynamic of an athlete as a Lamar Jackson or a Deshaun Watson or a Kyler Murray. I didn't think Mitchell Trubisky had that it factor. I felt that Trubisky was kind of a weird fit for Chicago because he's got an average arm. And in Chicago, you have to throw into the windy, cold weather. You need a big-time arm in order to cut through that windy Chicago wind. Jay Cutler, despite his, bad attitude, he fit Chicago for a long time because they had a very strong arm. Trubisky, that deep ball flutters in the Chicago wind, okay? I was not sold on Trubisky, and I said at the time, the Chicago Bears will forever regret passing on Deshaun Watson in favor of Mitchell Trubisky. I think that I'm being proven right as I speak today, okay? And I'm going to give the Chicago Bears a pass for passing on Patrick Mahomes because a lot of people didn't see this coming from Patrick Mahomes. I've said this on multiple occasions. I compare the 2017 NFL draft to the 1984 NBA draft. The draft in which Akeem Olajuwon went number 1 overall and Michael Jordan went number 3 overall in that draft. And now, I'm not trying to anoint Patrick Mahomes, but it's not crazy to think that Patrick Mahomes could very well be on his way to becoming the Michael Jordan of the NFL. He's that good, okay? He's got A-plus weapons. He's the most talented quarterback in all football. He's playing for a great organization. He has the best team in all football. Kansas City very well could repeat this year. They've got a very talented team, and as long as the Chiefs can keep their infrastructure at the top in place, they're going to put Super Bowl caliber rosters on the table for Patrick Mahomes to deal with, okay? And Mahomes, his talent warrants winning multiple Super Bowls, okay? So he very well could become the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson, he's not been as supported as Patrick Mahomes. He lands with Bill O'Brien and the dysfunctional Houston Texans. And while I think that Houston's going to fix those things, he may never get the amount of Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes probably gets to if Patrick Mahomes wins multiple Super Bowls, But in a hypothetical world, if Chicago took Deshaun Watson over Patrick Mahomes, was anyone going to completely bash the Chicago Bears? I don't think so. Just like no one bashed the Houston Rockets for taking Hakeem Olajuwon over Michael Jordan. Because while Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, Deshaun Watson's the top 5 quarterback. While Patrick Mahomes is probably going to win multiple MVPs in his career, you mean to tell me Deshaun Watson can't at least get one MVP by the time he retires if he stays healthy? While Patrick Mahomes might win like 3 or 4 Super Bowls before his career is over, it's not impossible to think that he could do that. You mean to tell me if Deshaun Watson doesn't get a better head coach by his side, he can't get you at least one Super Bowl? That's what I'm saying, people. Hakeem Olajuwon won NBA titles. He won a regular season MVP. And while he was never considered the greatest basketball player of all time, he's top 10 to top 15 all time. He's an all-time great. That's how I view Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is the Hakeem Olajuwon of that draft. Patrick Mahomes, he's the Michael Jordan of that draft. And Mitchell Trubisky, he's a bust. He's no good. I'm sorry. He's just not a good quarterback, you know. And by the way, Chicago Bears fans want to bring up Mitchell Trubisky's record. Oh, look at Mitchell Trubisky's record. Look at his win-loss record. He's above 500. Folks, Mark Sanchez has gotten to multiple AFC title games. Case Keenum has gotten to an NFC title game. You can win games with not great quarterback play in the NFL. But win-loss records, that doesn't neglect my eyes. When I watch Mitchell Trubisky play, I see a bad quarterback, a bad starting quarterback, below average. And I keep asking Chicago Bears fans, right now today, what starting quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky better than? You can't name those guys. And even if you do name some of those quarterbacks, that list is very short. Alex Smith, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. I take all 3 of those quarterbacks over Mitchell Trubisky right now. Trubisky's not good. He's not good. Okay? He's been a bust. He should have never been drafted ahead of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And quite frankly, the Chicago Bears, they're going to have to pay for it. The Chicago Bears will forever regret passing on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes in favor of Mitchell Trubisky. And unless Mitchell Trubisky turns his career around very quickly, Mitchell Trubisky is going to go down as one of the biggest busts in NFL history. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.